Hey guys, Eric here with an updated video regarding the SNAP benefits. So earlier today, today being Friday the 7th, there have been people across the country who have received partial SNAP benefits. However, I was on YouTube just milling around while I was looking at my email, and I follow a political content creator called Aaron Parnas. He did a short video in saying that the Trump administration has filed an emergency briefing all the way to the Supreme Court. They had tried to do it with the First Circuit Court, but that court has been silent on it. So apparently, his lawyers have filed an emergency brief to the Supreme Court to, guess what? Wait for it, to stop SNAP payments to families. So anything that you hear from Caroline Lovett or anybody else in the Trump administration who says that Trump cares about families, no, he doesn't. And I've said that multiple times before. They don't give a fat, happy rat's ass about any of us. And here's the proof in the pudding. I'm going to pull up Adam's video. It's a short, and I'm going to let you listen to it in its entirety.
Administration is going directly to the United States Supreme Court to try to stop the payment of SNAP benefits to 42 million Americans who rely on it. They just filed an emergency brief asking the Supreme Court to rule within the next 2 hours to allow the Trump administration to stop paying out SNAP benefits. Now, they previously sued to the First Circuit. First Circuit hasn't really said anything, so now they're going directly to the Supreme Court to see if the Supreme Court can intervene. In the meantime, the Trump administration did say it will be paying out SNAP benefits because it has to. It has to follow the court order, and it is. But it's still going to the Supreme Court to try to prevent paying out food assistance to millions of hungry Americans, millions of families that rely on these critical SNAP and food stamps benefits. Now we'll see what happens if the Supreme Court acts tonight or whether we just wait. I'll provide you more updates. Remember, the Supreme Court doesn't have to act. I'll provide you updates as soon as we get more information. Spread the word. Follow along, stay updated on all the news that you need to know about. I will have much more to come very soon.
All right, so like I said, some people, including myself, have received some of their SNAP benefits. But as Aaron was explaining, the Trump administration is trying to stop paying the rest of it because a judge in Rhode Island, the same judge who joined another judge last week, saying that the Trump administration must pay the SNAP benefits for the month of November. And so the administration did go ahead and do partial SNAP benefits from the contingency fund in the USDA. But as Aaron was saying, and this caught me off guard, that that same judge on Thursday came back and also said that the Trump administration and the USDA must pay the full benefits for November. Trump is now trying to stop the payment of the rest of the SNAP funds to 42 million people. And so all I did was just Google it. And I've talked about this before in other videos. And I asked Google the question, did the Supreme Court rule on SNAP benefits? And it came back saying, and I'll just read it with you, yes, the Supreme Court is currently being asked to rule on SNAP benefits, specifically whether to block a lower court order for the Trump administration to pay full November benefits during a government shutdown. An appeals court has already denied an emergency request from the administration to halt the order, but the Supreme Court has not yet acted on the emergency appeal as of late on November 7th, 2025. And this outlines where we are through the information, just like I said. And so now everybody is waiting to see if the Supreme Court will side with the Trump administration or go against him. Already the court has heard arguments whether or not Trump's tariffs are constitutional or not. And yesterday, they heard arguments regarding to see if they will actually take up the case from Kim Davis, the former court clerk. No, county clerk. And I'll remind you that she's 4 times married and 4 times failed at marriage, lost her job because she would not comply with the law due to religious objections regarding gay marriage. And so now, 10 years later, Kim Davis, who owes hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines, wants the Supreme Court to overturn gay marriage for religious reasons. And if they do, then quite possibly her case gets wiped and she doesn't have to pay those fines. They heard those arguments, and they may answer that question as to whether they're going to take up that case as early as Monday. But pertaining to the SNAP benefits, since it was an emergency request, hopefully an answer will come from the Supreme Court very soon. Please keep an eye on this. This is important. And as soon as I hear anything, I will get that information to you. As I end my videos always, elections have consequences, but resistance is not futile. And I'll remind you of something. When someone introduces themselves to you the first time, believe them. While some people, it may be shocking that Donald Trump would use hunger and starvation as a weapon against Democrats to force their hand in this government shutdown, you shouldn't be. This is par and part for the course. So again, I will say, when someone introduces themselves to you the first time, believe them. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.